Yes, good evening everybody. Can you hear me? Okay, right. Bhavana, Akshaya, yes. So I am clear, right? Okay. I am sharing my screen. Please let me know whether you are able to see my screen or not. Yes, can you see my screen? Is it visible? Is it shared? Okay. So I am clear, right? So let us start the class. Okay. So today we are going to talk about shift micro operations. Previously we have seen arithmetic micro operations, right? And logic micro operations. I am clear, right? Am I visible? I mean, is my screen visible and is my voice clear? Please give me a confirmation. Yes, okay. Saima, yeah, okay, Mihir. Okay, Bhavana, thank you. Okay, right. So let's continue the class. So today we are going to talk about the last part of the first unit, that is the shift micro operations. So what are the shift micro operations? Let us see. So shift micro operations, they are used for serial transfer of data. So when you want to transfer data serially, this particular shift micro operations are going to be used. They are also used in conjunction with arithmetic, logic and other data processing operations. Okay, right? So the contents of the register can be shifted either to the left side or to the right side, right? Okay, either to the left side or the right side. Okay, fine. So main shift micro operations, mainly they are used to shift the contents either to left or to the right. Okay, so if you if you are going to shift it to the left, you call it as left shift micro operation. If you are going to shift it to the right, it's called the right shift micro operation. Anyway, we'll come to that in the coming PPT slides. Okay. Right. Okay. So the information which is transferred through the serial input determines the type of shift. So as I told you just now, so if it is information shift to the left side, then it is called the left shift micro operation. If it shift to the right side, it's called the right shift micro operation. See, like this. Okay, and then again we are having three types of shifts: logical, circular, and arithmetic. Right? Just forget about left shift and right shift. Okay, other than that, what is left shift and right shift? That's very simple thing which you can understand. If you are shifting your bits to the left side, it is left shift micro operation. If you are shifting your bits to the right side, it's called the right shift micro operation. So other than that, we are having three things: logical shift, circular shift, and arithmetic shift. Okay. Right. So see, first one, logical shift. The logical shift is the transfer 0 through the serial input. So the logical shift is nothing but it transfers 0 through the serial input. So see here, logical shift can be done either left side or either the right side. So that's what I told you just now. Right? So if you are moving it from the left side, it's called the left micro shift operation, or left, logical shift left, SHL, and right side called as logic shift right. Okay, so you can represent it like this. So you are shifting R1 to the left. So you are saying SHL R1, that is given to R1, that is register R1. In the same way, you are shifting R2, the bits in R2 to the right side of the logical shift, they are called as SHR R2. Okay, right? Yes. And these two micro operations specifies a one bit shift to the left to the corner of the R1 and one bit shift to the right to the corner of the R2. So that means this is saying that left shift and this is saying that it is the right shift. Okay, yes, see here. So the register symbol must be same on both the sides of the arrow. So if either it is a left shift or right shift, this will be common. That's what it means to say. Okay, but here see what happened: most significant bit and least significant bit. Right. So this side are called the low significant bit, least significant bits, and this is called the most significant bit. Right. So now the bits are moved from lower order to the higher order in the left shift, and the data or bits are moved from the higher order to the lower order. We call it as a right shift. Okay. So here what happens? So here what happens in the logical shift left? Let us see. So here it performs shifting of bits to the left side by positioning 1. That means the bits are moved in a distance of 1. That means this is moved to the next one. This is moved to the next one. This is moved to the next one. And this is moved to the next one. But here there is no place, no memory. In the same way, here you have not shifted anything. Okay, right? You're understanding it, right? This position where 0 is there, that is not there anywhere here. Because it is empty, you are filling 0 here and you are shifting 1 this side, 0 this side, 1 this side, and this one, it has no memory over here, so you are dropping the 1. Right? So as per the definition of the logical shift, 0 will be transferred through serial input. So see here, the most significant bit is being discarded, that means it is dropped away. Now what happens in the right shift? In the same way, right shift, same here. So the first is taken as 0, right? The first is taken as 0, and 1 is shifted this way, this 1 is shifted this way, 0 is shifted this way. Here 1 is being discarded. This 1 is being discarded because there is no memory over here. So it is dropped, I can say. In simple language, I will say it is dropped, right? So this is the logical representation of this particular diagram, what I told you, this particular equation, what I told you just before. So in this one, it says R1, R1 is nothing but R1 is shifted, the left bits are shifted. Next here, R2, the right bits are shifted. That is this one. Okay, I think here there is R1 is there. Anyway, okay, hope you understand. It's a small okay. That is about logical shift. Logical shift. Next one. What is circular shift? We will see. That's the next one. Circular shift. So here you can see that in this particular concept, this particular MSB is last, and this particular concept LSB is last. But in a circular shape, what happens is you are not going to lose any bits, but a rotation operation is going to be done. Okay, a rotation operation. So you can see this here. Yeah, see like this. So whatever bits are there, they are being shifted. See this diagram. So one is shifted here, one is shifted here, one is shifted here, 0 shifted here, 1 is here, 0 is here, 0 is here. In the concept of logic microoperation, this 0 is to be dropped or it is taken out. But in the circles, what you are having, you are keeping this particular bit in the least significant bit position. Right? In the concept of right shift, so this concept of left shift, in the concept of right shift, what happens? The same thing, you are shifting your bits to the right direction one by one, and whatever left out previously in the logical microoperations, you have dropped the particular bit, but here you are not dropping it, but instead you are keeping your particular bit or replaying the particular bit in the MSB. Okay, that is about a logical shift and circular shift. Right? Am I able to understand? Visible? Yes. Okay. Right. Next, the third concept is, yeah, okay. Thank you for the response. Okay. The third concept is arithmetic shift. Now, in the arithmetic shift, an arithmetic shift is a micro operation that shifts a signed binary number to the left or right. Right? You are moving a signed binary number. In this, an arithmetic shift multiplies the signed binary number by 2, and an arithmetic right shift divides the number by 2. Right? Okay, so when you are moving it to the left side, it represents a multiplication operation, and when you are moving to the right side, it represents a division operation which is to be done. So arithmetic shift must leave the sign bit unchanged. Right? The sign must not change because the sign of the number remains the same when it is multiplied or divided by 2. Am I right? Okay, so when you are dividing by 2, because you are saying it's a binary number. Okay, right, see here. Okay, so they are being shifted like this. So when I move it this way, it becomes a, yes, see this diagram. So when I going to the left side, it becomes a multiplication operation. When I move it to the right side, it becomes the division micro operation. Sorry, a division operation. Okay. Right? So yeah. So what is this diagram? This diagram shows a typical with n-1 in the leastmost position holds the sign bit. So this is the sign bit. n-1 holds the sign bit, and Rn-2 is the most significant bit of the number, and Rg is the least significant number. Like this. Okay. Yeah. So the arithmetic shift left inserts a 0 into R0. Insert a 0 into the R0 and shifts all our bits to the left. So you are inserting 0 here and you are moving everything to the left. And shift all other bits to the left. Okay. The initial bit of Rn-1 is lost and replaced by the bit from Rn-2, that means here. So you are giving a 0 here and shifting all this. So automatically what happens? All these move in this way, in this way, in this way, and the last one is being dropped. So this is dropped, but the sign bit is like that only. Okay. Yeah, see. R minus 1 is R n minus 1 is last. R n minus 1 is last. But the sign is being changed value of the particular replaced by the bit R minus 1. Okay, the sign is not changed. Right? So you are moving it like this. This is the shift left. So this is the shift right. So what happens in the shift right? So you are taking the right concept. What you are doing, you are not dropping it, but you are taking the same bit whatever is here, and you are moving it in this way. Now you may get a confusion. So why we are doing it like this? See, as we have discussed just before, where is that? Just a minute, I missed it somewhere. Let me come to it. Yes, see here. I was telling, if you are moving it to the left, it becomes a multiplication operation. And when you are dividing, when you are going to the right side, it becomes a division operation. So when you are going for a negative number, two negative numbers, okay, when you are going for two negative numbers, if you divide it, the answer also will be negative only. Right? There will not be change any, there will not be any change in the concept of the sign. Okay, if it is minus and minus, it will be minus only. It will be plus and plus, it will be plus only. But it is not the same in the concept of multiplication. When you multiply minus and minus, it becomes plus. Right? Okay, so to represent that one only, here in the right concept, what you are doing, you are just taking this particular, keeping it like this, and you are just shifting the other bits in this way, and you are dropping this particular thing. Okay, like this. So as I told you, arithmetic shift right operation divides the number by 2. Arithmetic shift, this arithmetic shift right operation goes with the division by 2, and arithmetic shift left operation multiplies the number by 2. So here, what is the overflow? Overflow means whether we require extra bit or not. Sometimes if we need an extra bit, then that is called to be an overflow. Overflow may occur in only arithmetic shift left, but not in arithmetic shift right. Right? In arithmetic shift right, so this is arithmetic shift right. Where is that? Yes, in arithmetic shift right, you don't need it. Okay, but in arithmetic shift left, you may need it. Okay, in such case, you have to see, because you are moving it in this way. When you are moving it in this way, you need a particular bit to be replaced here. Not replaced, it must be kept here. Okay, right? You need an extra bit. Okay, that is called to be an overflow. But in the concept of right, you don't need, because you are just taking this one here and you are shifting everything here. So you don't need to go for a new bit. Okay, so keeping a new bit is called to be overflow. We are going for a 4 into 1 multiplexer. We are going for a 4 into 1 multiplexer. Yes, see. So hardware implementation of the shifter can be done by multiplexer. So in this case, we are going for a 4 into 1 multiplexer. So 4 multiplexers like this, and you are taking 4 inputs, A0, A1, A2, A3, and you are connecting everything. So A0 is connected to this one, A1 is connected to this one, A2 is connected to this one, A3 is connected to this one. Now see this table over here. So when I am adding two selection lines, 0 and 1. Where are the selection lines? 0 and 1 change. Every multiplexer is having 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1. Now every multiplexer, there are 4 multiplexers, H0, H1, H2 and H3. Now what is the input and output you must get? What is the output you must get in H0? H0 is IR and A1. So I am having IR, this is IR and A1. Yes, these two are connected to H0. Next, H1. In H1 I am having A0 and A2. So in H1 I must have A0 and A2. With the selection line is common, as you know. Next, what you are having? H2. In H2 you are having A1 and A3. So you are connecting this very A1 and A3. The fourth one, it's 3. What are you having? A2 and IL, that is the serial input. So A3, sorry, that is A2, sorry, A2 and IL. Thus, you are going to go for a hardware implementation of the 4-bit combination circuit shifter. Okay, right? So like this. So in register A bits are A0, A1, A2, A3. Then shift right, the bit positions are A0 becomes this way, A1 becomes this way, A2 is this way, A3 is dropped. Okay, in the concept of left, A0 is shifted to A1 and so on and so on. The other thing is dropped. Okay, thus I am going for this particular circuit. Okay, that's what is written here. You can check it. Okay, so in the concept of 0 and 1, what happens? You are having two signal input 0 and 1, right? That will be given here. So instead of having separate components, we use a combined circuit which implements all micro operations, which is called the arithmetic logic shift unit. Okay, right? In the previous class we have seen you are going for a half adder, full adder, subtractor. So adder separate, subtractor separate. Later what you have done, you have combined adder and subtractor, you have called it as adder subtractor. And later what you have done, to implement all the arithmetic operations in one particular thing, you are going for a different circuit. So in the same thing here, to implement all the shift units together are implemented using a arithmetic logic shift unit. Okay. Wait just a minute. I think someone is having a doubt. Is anybody having a doubt? Sir, please share second chapter PPT. Session is not recorded. Okay. Thank you, Harshita. Please give me a minute. I forgot to record the session. Just give me a minute. Yes, okay. Yes, Anil Kumar, yeah, I am doing that only. Okay, sorry, I forgot to record the session. Anyway, right? So till now we have discussed about the logical shift operations. Okay, right? In the shift operations, mainly we are having three types: logic micro operation, circular micro operation, and arithmetic operation. Okay, so in the logical micro operation, what we are doing, we are shifting the particular bits in a logical way, either left or right. So when I am saying left, all the bits from the low order significant bit is being dropped. But in the concept of left, what happens? The most significant bits are being shifted to the low order bits, where the low order bit is being lost. Right? So you can see here. So in the same way, the next we are having a circular shift. So in the circular shift, the same concept is going, but whichever is being dropped in the left micro operation, that is being replaced in the low significant bit. And the concept of circular shift right, which is being dropped at the least significant bit, that becomes the most significant bit. Okay, like this. We have discussed that anyway till now. Okay, next we are having the arithmetic shift. So in the shift, arithmetic shift, you are shifting it to the left and right, where the left will give you the multiplication operation and the right will give you the division operation. Right, like this. So you are just replacing it here. So in the left concept, you are just shifting it like this, and you are dropping the most significant bit and adding a bit in the least significant bit. So in the least significant bit, you are adding it. That is what is called the overflow. Okay, right? So in the right concept, what you are doing, you are not dropping the most significant bit, but you are just taking that value and putting the value in the most significant bit itself and replacing the other bits or shifting the other bits to the right side. Right? So for this, we are going for a 4-into-1 multiplexer. So in the 4-into-1 multiplexer, you are having 4 multiplexers, that is H0, H1, H2 and H3. Now, see this particular table which is given here, you are having two input sources, 2 signals, 0 and 1. So you are having 0 and 1. Okay, signals 0 and 1. Okay, and a serial input and a serial input right and serial input left you are having. Okay, so according to this table, see in H0 you are connected to IR and A1. So you are connecting IR and A1. Next in H1 you are having A0, A2. You are connecting A0 and A2 to H1. In H2 you are having A1 and A3. In H2 you are connecting A1 and A3. In H4 you are having A2 and IL. You are connecting IL and A2. Okay. Now this next concept is you are going to go for a new particular thing where you are combining all these micro operations and calling it as arithmetic logic shift unit. That is the ALSU. Okay. So you are for that you are going for a 4-bit ALSU. To implement this, whatever you need is one stage of arithmetic unit and one stage of logic unit, and provide input as AI and BI. Okay, so the size of register is 4 bits. Then we need 4 stages of unit. Okay, and for the arithmetic circuit, third input provided is the carry bit, which gives C+1 as output. Okay, for logic unit, there is no need of carry. So for that, see, you are implementing it in this particular way. So you are having arithmetic circuit and logic circuit. For shift circuit, for shift micro operation, you don't need any circuit, right? You are just only shifting the bits. Okay, so you are not having any separate circuit for that. You are having only arithmetic circuit and logic circuit, and you are connecting the signal lines from S0, S1, S2 and S3. Okay, so you are connecting this particular two multiplexer. Okay, AI and BI are the inputs, where you are connecting it to the arithmetic circuit and to the logic circuit. In the same way, S0 and S1, 2 signals are connected to logic circuit and 2 signals are connected to the multiplexer. Okay, now for a shift right and shift left, you are having this AI minus 1. Okay, right? That thing, and you are having another thing called as BI minus 1. Here it is not shown. Okay, please see that you are having that. That is by when I was taking the picture, maybe it has gone away. Okay, you are having another signal over here. You can see here, right? The down signal, that is BI minus 1. Now you connect all this to the multiplexer. So the arithmetic circuit output will be DI and logic circuit output will be EI. Now you can implement all the, so these are the logic circuit output, arithmetic circuit output, and this is the shift right and shift left, and these are the signals which are given. All are connected to the 4-in-1 multiplexer to get the output F. Right? That is what is given in the slides. Okay. Okay. Clear? Any doubts till now? Any doubts till now? Yes, I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay. If you are having any doubts, yes, CQs later. Okay. Let me finish the class. Okay. Later we will go for it. Okay. Okay. We'll talk about that. Okay. For now, just take 2 minutes break. Okay. If you are having any doubts, please let me know in the chat box. Yes. Any doubts? Yes, is my screen visible now? Yes, I think now my screen is visible, right? Yes, Akash. Okay, thank you. Right, let's continue. So till now, no doubts, all clear, right? Okay. So that is the revision and end of your unit 1. Till now, what we have discussed, everything is about unit 1. So it is very vast. Okay, a lot. Okay. So please see that you don't miss anything in unit 1. Okay. Basically, importantly, I am talking about the mid exams. So in the mid exams, please see that you don't miss even a small concept in unit 1. Okay. And as you know, you'll be having, in the end, we will talk about the concept of mid 1, what you will be having and how you have to write the questions and all. Okay, that we will discuss later. So for now, let us continue with unit 2. Okay. Yes. So in unit 2, we are going to see integer representation. Right? So in integer representation, you are having mainly 2 types, unsigned integers and signed integers. Okay, so unsigned cells, no sign for the particular number. And the signed integers, they are represented in 3 ways: signed magnitude, signed 1's complement, and signed 2's complement. Already we have seen this. What is 1's complement? 2's complement. Okay, yes. So in signed magnitude representation, the most significant bit is used for sign, that is 0 and 1. Okay, that means the most significant bit. You know what is MSB, right? The most significant bit, that is being, if it is 0, it says that the particular number is being positive. If it's 1, it says the particular number is negative. Okay, right? The sign magnitude representation of a negative number consists of magnitude and a negative sign. Yes, and a negative sign. Okay, in other 2 representations, the negative number is represented either in 1's complement or 2's complement of its positive value. So previously we have seen, right, if you want to subtract a number, what you have to do, you cannot do it directly. You have to go for a plus b complement plus 1. Okay, right, you cannot say minus b. A minus b cannot be done. That means what I mean to say is, yes, just a minute, yeah. See, you cannot say directly that I am going to do a minus b. This is a wrong statement which you are telling. What are you going to do is, you are going to do a plus, okay, minus b. This is what you are going to do. Okay, this is correct. Logically both are same. Logically both are same, because you know that plus into minus is minus only. Okay, but directly you are not going for this. Okay, this particular thing is represented as a plus of minus b, where you know how to get minus b. So minus b means b complement plus 1. That is nothing but the 2's complement of b. That is the 2's complement of b. 2's complement of b. Okay, right? Example, see. So if you want to represent -1 and +9 and -9 in 7-bit binary number, so you're going to represent. So please note this one. If 0 is the most significant bit, it is a positive number. So 0 is the most significant bit, positive number 0 0 1 0 0 1. Now how can we say that this is 9? So for your information, I am telling you, please remember one thing. Okay, please follow one code, that is 16 8 4 2 1, or you can say again 32 also here. 32 16 8 4 2 1. Now see here. So you was represented 7-bit binary number. Am I right? You was represented in 7-bit. You are representing 7-bit binary number. So what you are doing? You are going for this particular thing. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I will say 0 0 0 0 0 0 0, 7 zeros, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 zeros. Now how can I get 9? So in this case, how can you get 9? If you add 8 and 1, it becomes 9, right? So you replace 1 in 8 place and 1 in this one's place and keep all the others as 0. So in such case you will get 0 0 0 1 0 0 1. This is what is 9. So you can see here, right? This one. Okay. Now what is the what is this most significant bit? It is 0. That means, so according to this particular, yes, according to this, what you know, 0 represents a positive number. So if you are having 0 here, it is a positive number. But if you represent as 1 0 0 1 0 0 1. Now this is a negative number, nothing but -9. This is +9. Got it? Understood, right? So remember this code. To make understand, I tell you, remember this code. Okay, so for example, you want to write 3. How you write 3? You will write 0 0 0 0 here 1 and 1. Right? If you want to write 5, then 0 0 0 1 0 1. It is a 6 representation, 6-bit representation. Okay, here I am using 7-bit representation, but here I have written 6-bit representation. If you not say, if you want 7-bit representation, add a 0 here. If it is positive number, if it is a negative number, add 1 here. Okay? Right. Yes. So in computer arithmetic, you are having addition, subtraction, multiplication algorithms, division algorithms, floating point arithmetic operations, decimal arithmetic units, and decimal arithmetic operations. So we will see those. Right. So addition and subtraction. So addition and subtraction mainly performed on either sign magnitude data and 2's complement data that we have already seen. Right. So in the sign magnitude representation, first bit of the number MSB represents the sign bit that we know. So this center is a negative number. Right. And if it is 0, it becomes a positive. That we have seen in the previous slide already. Yes. So when the sign numbers are added or subtracted, we get 8 different conditions. Okay, depending on the sign of the number and operation performed. So like this. So you are having A and B. If you are doing your addition and subtraction, you get 8 possible conditions. Plus A plus B. Plus A plus minus B. Minus A plus B. Minus A plus minus B. Okay. Minus A plus B. Plus A minus of minus B. Okay. And your output will be like this. Okay. Right? Yes, for addition operation, and that we are going to see. Now here, if the sign of the two numbers is same, then add the magnitudes. Sign of the resultant will be sign of A. Right? If both signs are same, that means you are adding plus 9 and plus 2. The answer will be plus 11 only. Right? That's what is given here. But what happens if we are adding plus 9 and minus 2? Plus 9 plus of minus 2. Okay. Then if the sign of the number is different, then compare the magnitudes and subtract the magnitude of smaller number from the larger. That means sign of the result will be sign of A if A is greater than B, and sign of the resultant will be complemented sign of A if A is less than B. Okay, so minus A plus of minus 9 plus of minus 2 will become minus only because the signs are same. But if what happens if minus 9 plus of plus 2? So minus 9 is greater, then A is greater. So when A is greater, what happens? This sign will be minus 11. Okay, what the result will be? Maybe I am wrong with the answer. Okay, I'm just to make you understand, I'm talking only of the sign now, not the bits. Okay, right? But if it is 9 plus minus 2 or minus 9 plus minus 2, then also you get minus only as the result. Okay, but if you are adding 2 plus of minus 1, then what happens? So, okay, so if A is less, that means 2 is subtracted from 9. Now A is 2 and B is 9. Hope you are understanding, right? To make you understand, just wait. Yes, see, according to this, I am going for A as 9 and B as 2. Now, in this case, okay, my answer will be 11 because both are positive only. But if A is minus 9 and B is only 2, I am adding these two, then go for this particular concept. What are you doing here? See, if A is greater, yes, A is greater. Is it not? A is greater. Okay. So the sign of the result will be A only. So what is sign of A? Minus. So your answer will be minus only. But what happens if A is 2 and B is 9? Now your answer also will be positive only. But what happens if A is minus 2 and B is 9? What happens here? See this. If, yes, this sign is being complemented, here. If A is less than B, yes, A is less than B. In such case, the magnitude will be complemented. So it is minus, the minus 2 will become positive here. Right? Like this. Okay. If A is equals to B, then perform A minus B and make the sign result as positive. That is, if you are going for 9 and 9, then this is the case which you are going to follow. Okay. Subtraction operation we already know very well. They have done it before. So the same concept of addition what we have done, the same concept of subtraction also is being done here. The sign of A, the sign result will be sign of A if A is greater than B, and the same thing here. Okay, if A is less than B, then the sign is complemented. If both are equal, the same concept. Yes, you are going to implement this in a hardware concept. So for you are going to implement this. So what you need is you need registers, you need flip-flops, and you need a complementer, and you need a parallel adder, and you need an add overflow flip-flop, AVF. Okay, and the output flip-flop E. Okay, so you are having a register, AVF, E, register A, parallel adder, and complementer. Here I have the mode M control. Okay, you are going to implement with this. How you are going to implement? Okay, right? So A and B register stores magnitudes. A and B stores the sign bit. Okay. And parallel adder is a collection of full adders. And mode bit value can be either 0 or 1. Okay, so if M is equal to 0, so here you are saying M, you are taking something called mode control M. So M equals to 0. This 0 is passes as an input to the parallel adder. Parallel adder. Okay, it goes to the parallel adder. If the input carry 0, will be passed to the parallel adder. The complementer transfers the content of B to the parallel adder. Okay, to the parallel adder. Right? And the content of A is transferred to the parallel adder. Yes. Therefore, parallel adder contains B plus 0 plus A, nothing but A plus B. Okay, right? So you are getting B here, you are getting A here, both are added and you will be getting the output E. Okay. You consider 1. So 1 is supplied as input just before. Okay, the complementer transfers the complement of B, contents of A is transferred and now it becomes A plus B complement plus 1, which is nothing but A minus B, which we have seen already, right? Okay, so like this. Okay, right, see. Okay, so this is an add operation over here which is going to be done. This is a subtract operation over here which we are going to do. So all these are being done only in a single circuit, adder as well as subtractor together. Okay, right? So it is. So here this is the conditions which we have seen before. If A is greater than B and A is less than B, then what is the sign for that? Okay, all these are being whatever I explained till now, all is there in this particular flow chart. Okay, if you cannot understand this, simply understand it with this particular diagram. It is very easy. Okay, next add and subtraction. Yeah, we're going for this. So signed 2's complement. So we have seen previously, we are going to do addition in 2 ways. What are those? Just we missed it somewhere. Sign 9 is over, sign 1's complement is over. Okay, okay, forget about that. I think we are going. Okay, 2's complement is being done. The same concept is being done. Okay, this for a 1's complement, this for a 2's complement, which happens. Okay, right. So multiplications. How we are going for a multiplication? So general multiplication, what we do? So we are taking 2 bits, 1 0 1 1 1, which is represented as 23 is represented in this way. So how we are going to represent 23 as we have seen before? You have 2 ways. Okay, if you want to know the concept of 23 in binary, you are having 2 ways. As I told you, you are having 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Now we will get 23 by adding 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No, you will not get this. Okay, so 16, 1, 20, 1, 1. So this is the number, right? 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So here you are replacing it in. So see this. It is a 5-bit. So that is what is here. 1, 0, 1, 1. Now what about 19? How will you get 19? 1, 0, 1, sorry, 0, 1, 1. So that is what you are doing here. Now you are multiplying both. So this 1 into this will give you the same number. Next into this 1 multiplied with this number, the same number. Next 0 multiplied with 0 will give you all zeros. Now again 0 multiplied with all this number will give you again zeros. Now again you are multiplying this 1 with this number where it is the same number. This is your output. So you can check whether it is 437 or not. Okay, so to check this 437 in this concept to check 437, it is difficult. So in such case you can go for a simple way, go for 437 divided by 2. So if you say 2, you get 2 2s are 4, single, 2 1s are 2, you are having 1 as a remainder, so 2 8s are 16, so what is the remainder? 1, so write 1 here. Now in the same way again divide this by 2, you will have 2 1s are 2 and the 1 will not go, you are going to take 18 together now, 2 9s are 18, 9 2s are 18, right? Okay, 0, remainder, sorry, 190, sorry, 190, you have to write 190 here, 0 is the remainder. Now again go for 2, 2 9s are 18, 1 is the remainder, 1, so 2 5s are 10, 0 is the remainder. Again go for 2 here, 2 4s are 8 and 2 7s are 14, 1 is the remainder. Again you go for 2 here, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 1 is the remainder. Again you go for 2, you will get 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2, 1 is the remainder. Again you go for 2 here, you get 2 5s are 10 and 1 is the remainder. Again you go for 2 here, you will get 2 2s are 4 and 1 is the remainder. Again you go for 2 here, so 2, 1 is the thing and 0 is the remainder. Now you take all these values from 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, that's what you got here. Okay, maybe I am wrong somewhere in the division, you can check it out later. Okay, I think I have gone wrong somewhere, you can check it later, no problem. Okay, yeah, maybe 1 0 somewhere I have gone wrong, you can check it later. Anyway, okay, just want to make you understand what I told you is that you can do multiplication in this particular way. Okay, yes, so what are we going to do here? So multiplication of two binary numbers is sign magnitude is done by a process of successive shift and add operations, right? The sign is the same, they are same, the product will be positive, they are different, the sign of the product will be negative. Okay, yes, so you are going for a hardware implementation. So for this you don't need much, you need only some multiplier, okay, to provide an adder for the summation and two binary numbers and accumulate the partial products of the register, right? So that's what is given here. So for multiplication algorithm, we are having the Booth's algorithm, okay, that we will see later in next class maybe. Okay, so by handling the sign bit separately, we can handle the multiplication process in two ways. Okay, by handling the sign bit separately and by handling the sign bit in a problem itself. Okay, that's where we are going to use Booth algorithm, but we will get it later in the coming units. Okay, so for multiplication you are going for all these. You need a sequencer, sequence counter, complementer and registers. Okay, yeah, so multiplication will be like this, it goes on, because in multiplication you are doing multiplication, addition and subtraction, am I right? Okay, you may not go for subtraction, but you are going for a summation, right? Okay, for that. Okay, like this. So division is the same. So you are going for 1001 and 10010. So you are just doing a general division what you are doing here. So this is greater than this one, so you cannot get it. So you say zeros are this into 0 is 0. So you are taking this and you are dropping 0 down here. Now you are going for 1. You are going here. You are subtracting it. You are getting this value. Again dropping this value. Okay, you are getting this value. Again you are dropping this value. Zeros are 0. Again into 1, the same number. At last your particular remainder is this one. Okay. Right, here you are going for the shift operation is done, as well as subtraction operation is done here. Okay, right, that's how you are going for the arithmetic operations. Clear till now? Any doubts? Sir, it is 101 the third step. 109. Yeah. Yes. Right. Vishnu. Yes. Maybe. Yeah, I've gone wrong there. That's why I've got a wrong answer. Anyway, thank you for that thing. Okay. Okay. Any other doubts till now here? Till now, any doubts? Any doubts till now? Please let me know. Don't worry about the important questions and all. We will send you. Okay, we will send you. Don't worry. It will be posted in the. I think it's already posted in KMIT online. Okay, in the material concept only. Did you see the PPTs which are posted there? If you have not seen, please go there and check it. I think the questions are also posted over there. Okay, if not, please let me know. We will share it. Don't worry. Okay, and please see that whatever is being discussed and revised, that will be given in your particular midterm. Okay, and very important concept that we is all the please see that you cover all the first unit concepts well. Okay, read them well. Doctor, you are talking about PPTs or material, Sultana madam? Madam, please let me know. Are you talking about PPTs or notes? PPTs. Acha, okay, fine. Okay, I forwarded whatever I discussed today. The PPTs are forwarded to Sanjana madam. She is the CR of E section. Okay. Notes also not available. Azamuddin, I know that. I will send it. Don't worry. Okay. Notes I think I forwarded previously, but anyway, again I will send it. Don't worry. Okay. Regarding the PPTs, what I discussed till now, always are forwarded to Sanjana madam, CR of E section. Please forward all those PPTs to your friends and to the other section people also. Or else you people can just ping me to my number so that I can send the PPTs to you, forward it to you. Only the CR, please. Okay, I cannot send so many replies at once. I am very bad in chatting and messaging in WhatsApp. Okay. Yes. So let's go to the next concept. Microprogrammed control. Please bear with me for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. So in the microprogram control, you are having 4 concepts: control memory, address sequencing, and the design of control unit. Right. So in the control unit, you are having the control signals. Like if you want to add R1 and R2, you are saying add R1 and R2. So you are going it for this particular thing. You call it hardwired microcontrolling. Okay. The key concepts of this particular thing are high speed of operation, expensive, relative complex, and no flexibility of adding new instructions. Okay. So microprogram control. So there are 2 things here. Please remember microprogram control and hardwired control. So this is the hardwired control and this is the microprogrammed control. So in the microprogrammed control, you will be having the control address register and the control data register. So instructions will be passed to the sequencer, and from the sequencer will be moving to the control address register and control memory. Then the CDR. Okay. So these are the characteristics. Okay, right? Yes, the control signals is the group of bits used to select parts in multiplexers, decoders, and ALUs. The control variables, binary variables specify micro operations, and the control word is nothing but the strings of ones and zeros represent the control variables. Okay, right? So in the control memory, you have something called a read-only memory, ROM. Read-only memory. The content of word in ROM at given address specifies the micro instruction. Okay, so what is that control memory? That passes the control word. Okay, so first thing you have to fetch the instruction, evaluate the address, execute the operation, and return to the control to fetch phase. So very simple to let you understand. You are giving an input. So when you are giving an input, it goes to the memory. So first what I have to do, I have to take the particular instruction. That's what is called to be fetching the value. Fetching the data. And that particular data, to fetch it, you must know the address. So you must go for the evaluating the effective address. After going to the address, you will get the data. Now you execute the particular data, and after executing it, you again return back to the control unit to fetch the next instruction. That is what is being done here. Okay, sequencer, CIR, control memory, and CDR. So you know what is CIR and CDR? Just before we have seen. Okay, control data register and control address register. Control register and address register. Okay, right. Yes, are you able to hear me now? Balaji Ganesh? Yes? Okay, right. Yes, Agil Reddy. Yes, okay. Hope you are, yes, I am clear now, right? Okay, right, okay. So see here, the micro instruction, what you are doing, see, please go for the particular table which is given here. You are taking your data, right? It is going to the address. You are starting it 000. Now, in the next instruction, what you are doing, you are going to the accumulator, nothing but the sequencer, and you are adding the data present in the data register. Okay, now whatever is there, set particular thing. Yeah, now the accumulator is being incremented because you must go for the next instruction. Okay, now the next instruction is present in the data register. So data register, whatever data that is taken to the accumulator. Now in the data register, whatever data is there from 0 to 10, that is taken into the address register. Okay, now the program counter moves to the next concept where the instruction is present. Okay, now the output is being stored in the memory of the address register. That's what I have done here. The same thing I am representing it in different ways. Okay, here I am going for an AND operation, here I am going for an XOR operation. Okay, and so on, right? Okay, like this. So all this is represented in this particular way. Here you are using a decoder. Okay, a multiplexer like this, and we are going. Okay. So please, so this is the end of today's class. Please go through the PPTs what which I will send it to you, or I request Sanjana madam with the CR of E section. I have forwarded these PPTs to her. Sanjana madam, please forward these particular PPTs to your respective classmates or the other class CRs, please. Regarding the notes, I will send it to you. Okay, maybe by evening I will send the notes also. Okay, so please go through that. Okay, now next very important concept what I want to tell you is, please see my screen, it is very important. Please give me 5 more minutes. I know that I am taking your time, but please see this. Yes, I want to show this very clearly to all people. Yes, this is the syllabus of computer science engineering branch. Okay, so in this we have covered the total unit 1. It is the same for IT people also. The same syllabus for IT people regarding unit 1. Okay, actually for IT people you are having only these two concepts in unit 1, and unit 2 you are having this one, including control memory, address sequencing and program example. Just now what we discussed that one. Okay, and later in the second unit for IT, you are having this computer arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, what the previous thing which we have discussed. Okay, so lecture, whatever we discussed till now, we have completed 2 units for CSC as well as IT completely. Okay, maybe for CSC, this concept is pending, that is the central processing unit, this concept is pending. But we have covered the second part of third unit. Okay, so totally we have covered the first unit completely, and we have covered the second part, the first part of unit 2 and second part of unit 3, which is equals to totally 2 units in IT. Okay, totally 2 units are being completed for both CSC and IT people. That's what I mean to say. Okay, because there is a problem of the syllabus concept, that is why we are going in this way. See that per uniformly for both the sections, both the branches. Okay, don't worry about the other part. This first part will be discussed after your, the second part of this will be discussed after your mid exams. In the same way, because the first part of third unit again will be discussed after the mid exams. Maybe separately for CSC and IT. I'm not sure about that. We'll discuss that. Okay, that will be, the decision will be taken later. But for now, hope you understood what I mean to say. ఓకే, నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే యూనిట్ 1 ఇది సిలబస్ కాన్సెప్ట్, సిలబస్ సిఎస్సి సిలబస్ ఇది. ఇందులో ఓకే సిఎస్సి వాళ్ళకి ఈ మొత్తం అయిపోయింది ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ లో, అలాగే సెకండ్ యూనిట్ లో సెకండ్ పార్ట్ అయిపోయింది, థర్డ్ యూనిట్ లో ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ అయిపోయింది. సారీ, సెకండ్ యూనిట్ లో సెకండ్ పార్ట్ అయిపోయింది. సారీ, సెకండ్ యూనిట్ లో ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ అయిపోయింది, అలాగే థర్డ్ యూనిట్ లో సెకండ్ పార్ట్ అయిపోయింది. ఓకే రైట్. సో ఈ సెకండ్ యూనిట్ లో సెకండ్ పార్ట్, ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో, అలాగే థర్డ్ యూనిట్ లో సెకండ్ పార్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో, ఈ రెండు ప్లస్ ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ లో ఇది, ఈ మూడు కలిపితే ఐటీ వాళ్ళకి సెకండ్ యూనిట్. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ ఈ రెండు కామన్ మళ్ళీ ఐటీ వాళ్ళకి. సో టోటల్ గా నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే సిఎస్సి వాళ్ళకి ఐటీ వాళ్ళకి కలిపి 2 యూనిట్స్ కంప్లీట్ చేశాము. ఓకే రైట్, అది మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఆ మిగిలిన కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఏదైతే ఉన్నాయో యూనిట్ 2 యూనిట్ 3 లో, అది సిఎస్సి వాళ్ళకి ఐటీ వాళ్ళకి సెపరేట్ గా తర్వాత క్లాసెస్ తీసుకుంటాము. దెన్ వీ విల్ కవర్ ఇట్. ఓకే, ఎనీ అదర్ డౌట్స్? Forget about MCQs. By today evening or by tomorrow, surely we will send it to you. Don't worry about that. Till that, please go through your PPTs. Any other doubts? See here, you can see one note which is given here. All event notes are being already uploaded here. You are saying that notes are not uploaded. All the notes are uploaded here. I am showing it on the screen very clearly. Okay, it's the note for all units. You can download and you can see once. If anything is missing, let us know. No problem. Sir, in our dashboard, not available. No, sir, I have opened now. It is showing nothing. Mahendra Gaud. Why it is showing nothing? I can see here, right? See. But you are not able to see. Just it is showing nothing. Okay, just wait.